Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
Alright, y'all, Boruto season is finally back, and of course we got some, I guess, spoilers you could call it. They're pretty much translations of damn near everything. I'm not gonna go over the whole translations, but there are bullet points that Felix did release. Shout out my guy Felix on Twitter. And yeah, please cut the leakers some slack, bro. They are out here struggling. Japan is actually cutting down on a lot of the actual spoiler material. Raya and Yodo are going to be on the color page. That right there is a decent little addition, not necessarily too crazy, but of course, Hidden Sand Ninjas, we never really seen them in Boruto before, so I'm kind of glad that they are going to be featured in this particular chapter. You never know, in a few chapters they could build their aura all the way up to like an Itachi level or something like that. But the next thing I think this right here was like a huge bombshell when this did actually release is the fact that Daemon wants to fight Jura to prove himself as an absolute strong. So it looks like this right here may actually kick off during the end when Jura actually is in the actual Hidden Leaf Village. And to be honest, when I did actually read the full translations, it didn't really mention anything about Daemon, so I wonder if that was a mistake on the translation side or that was a mistake on Rai's side. But regardless, if this right here does actually happen, I'll be super excited for it. One of the things that we understand Daemon actually has is the ability to completely deflect everything. Now, don't get me wrong, Jura so far, he's been Debo. He's been essentially Batista bombing folks, hitting people with the angle slam. So in my personal opinion, it's definitely not going to be an easy feat for Daemon to just walk Jura down. However, I gotta point this out. Jura doesn't really know about Daemon's abilities, like, and that right there could be what potentially beats Jura. Now, one of the things we obviously got to talk about, Kashin Koji never mentioned like a possibility of Daemon being the person to actually defeat Jura. So I have to say that right there, in my personal opinion, is going to be highly unlikely. But again, Jura doesn't know Daemon's abilities. If you guys recall, back when Hideout fought against Sarada, the Shinju version of Sasuke barely even knew what a Sharingan was. So I'm pretty sure that Daemon is going to have like the element of surprise on his side, and if that's the case, it could catch Jura off guard. Imagine if Jura tries to do some absolutely insane jutsu at first and then just reflects onto him. It doesn't even have to kill Jura. Imagine if it just extremely weakens Jura to the point where Daemon could kill him, or even like a team of Daemon plus Kawaki could kill him, or even a team of Daemon plus Kawaki plus Boruto could eventually just kill him right then and there. I think that right there could be something super significant. But at this particular point, I'm gonna say that it might not happen just because I didn't really read it in the translations. But next bullet point, Boruto is with Kashin Koji in their hideout. This right here isn't necessarily anything new. One of the things that I did read during the translations is that Kashin Koji seen multiple different futures, and he pretty much said that if Boruto does actually leave the hideout, then Jura will activate. So I think that right there is likely going to happen. And not only that, but if Boruto leaves, if Himawari leaves as well, Jura is going to activate. Next bullet point, Jura paying for the books with money. So I guess this right is a little funny addition. But yeah, Jura is essentially in the Hidden Leaf Village buying books, doing exactly what Kashin Koji said he would do a couple chapters ago. He essentially instructed everybody to just let Jura be Jura. Don't cause any commotions. Jura actually does like the Hidden Leaf Village. And in my personal opinion, this right here is definitely going to play into the actual good things for the Hidden Leaf Village. Now, it was on full display in this particular chapter during the actual translations. It said that Shikamaru gave orders to multiple people to not touch Jura. So it sounds like he's actually listening to Kashin Koji's orders, but he's basically telling everybody to just treat Jura as a regular citizen. He won't do anything too crazy, and to be honest, Shikamaru isn't really trying to evacuate the citizens. The next bullet point says Matsuri blushing when Konohamaru is around. This right here is absolutely terrible, and I'll probably get a little bit more into this when the full chapter does come out. Brethren, we are on the precipice of needing a brand new Hokage. People are telling me that Konohamaru should be the Hokage over Sarada, and he has absolutely no W's, because Sarada is an umbilical cord merchant. I get that. But this one last gash attempt, my man's Konohamaru is trying to risk his way to his first ever W. In what world is this acceptable for a Hokage? Like, this is unbecoming of the position, bruh. Now, the overall plan that Shikamaru did actually have is that they'd actually befriend the Shinju. I'm talking about the actual team of Konohamaru, Sarada, Mitsuki, Yodo, and Araya. They are supposed to befriend the Shinju and then backstab them down the road. Shikamaru essentially said that this is something that Naruto would never do. So Shikamaru is just like really making it clear, like, this right here is my regime. This right here is something that I want to do. And of course, this right here, in my personal opinion, could definitely be extremely effective and something that Naruto just would not do. But again, it is kind of wild for this to be like the only W that my guy Konohamaru actually does take. It's insane. And when I said Konohamaru is actually trying to risk his way to a first W, I'm not joking either. Matsuri actually does have a crush on Konohamaru, despite the fact that Konohamaru is her target. Like, I don't really understand how that's gonna make sense. Like, if you guys recall, Sarada, she was essentially Hidari's target, Sasuke, the Shinju version of Sasuke, and he didn't have any emotion towards Sarada. He actually tried to kill Sarada on multiple occasions. Now, of course, it's not necessarily the same type of feeling as having a crush on someone, But you gotta think that Sasuke could have like some fatherly instincts when he does see Sarada. It was almost exactly what happened back when Sasuke thought that Sarada was Shin Uchiha clone. Now the next bullet point says Sarada is thinking about her convo with Sumire about her hugging Boruto. Mitsuki can see it's bothering her. I don't necessarily think this right is going to be too big of a part of the actual chapter, but again, it's a love triangle, or probably even a love diamond with Eida involved. So I guess that right there is definitely going to be like continue on with the plot. Next bullet point, Kawaki confronts Amato and pins him to the wall at the end of the chapter. This right here, in my personal opinion, is going to be something super important. Kawaki is actually going to get his limiters removed, and that in the full translations, Kawaki did actually demand to get his limiters removed, and Amato did actually say like it's about time, or he said something along the lines of that. So because of that, it seems that Amato isn't really going to be denying Kawaki the ability to get his limiters removed, and because of that, of course, Kawaki's going to be significantly stronger. And to be honest, I think this right here could be why they were pretty much making Kawaki look so weak in the first few chapters. Make him look so weak to when he actually does get his power up, it looks like it makes like a world of difference. Even though most of the times that we did see Kawaki, he was caught off guard, didn't have his karma seal and a bunch of stuff like that. I'm pretty sure the Boruto writers just wanted to ham it up to make it seem like this power up is about to be like an insane power up, because last Code power up, like he got his power up and got absolutely packed up. Before, like, Code was destroying everybody, so like that power up just seemed like it was just so meaningless. Now specifically, the power up that Kawaki is going to get is going to be an offensive power up. Boruto essentially said that he pretty much toned down his offensive capabilities and boosted his defensive capabilities to pretty much maximize his survival stats. So I do want to see exactly how strong his attacking capabilities actually do get after these power-ups. Now the next bullet point says Kashin Koji tells Eida he wants to know what's happening in the sand, but she says, what about Bug? Oh yeah, so this right here was a whole conversation as well. Kashin Koji pretty much told Eida that Bug should be in the hideout. At this point, Kashin Koji said everything is going to plan. Kashin Koji said it's a high likelihood that they will be successful, and Boruto said that he's worried about the quote-unquote second part, something along the lines of that. So I do want to see exactly what happens in that second part, quote-unquote, or what happens after this actual first part of them actually befriending the Shinju. I want to see exactly how this goes down afterwards. Like, like I don't know. Are they going to be successful in actually backstabbing Ryu and Matsuri, especially Konohamaru? He's on like a solo mission. And again, I never really seen my guy Konohamaru complete a crazy mission like this. I always see him getting packed up. So I like to see. But let me know what you guys think about these spoilers in the comment section down below. It's me, your boy Barbie, and we out.
It's a knife.